and welcome to another episode of TechCrunch Live. I'm Nisha Tambe, the Startup Battlefield editor for TechCrunch. TechCrunch Live is all about helping founders build better venture-backed businesses. And we usually do this by bringing together founders and investors and the investors who finance them to talk about how they met, why they chose each other, and how they work together. But today we have a very special Startup Alley edition of TechCrunch Live. That means we have an entire episode that is a dedicated pitch off where founders will share what they're building and our expert panel of VC guests will give advice, feedback, and ask some really great questions. All right, so all the companies that you're seeing today are Disrupt Startup Alley companies. That means you can also check them out at Disrupt in Startup Alley, where they'll be exhibiting September 21st to the 23rd. You can grab yourself a ticket using the link in the chat. Now, I'd like to take a second to introduce our guests. Ananth serves as the founding CEO of Next47, and he served on a ton of boards, grown companies to over $1 billion, and has a specialty in AI, ML, deep tech, and a whole host more. Next, we have Katie Stanton, who's the founder of Moxie Ventures, and she's invested in the likes of Airtable, Cameo, Carta, Coinbase, and more. She also has a background at Twitter, Google, Yahoo, and even served under the Obama White House. Exciting stuff. All right, so what will today look like? This pitch off will have every founder pitching for 1 minute, followed by a 4-minute Q&A with our judges. We have 10 companies lined up. So grab some popcorn and we'll get started. First up, we have Cast AI. Cast AI is presenting for Cast AI is the co-founder and CPO, Laurent Gill. Laurent, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be able to speak to you. So bonjour from Miami. My name is Laurent. I'm French, happily living in Florida. Guys, there is a big debate in the industry, and the debate is whether some companies should stop using the cloud or at least repatriate some workloads into on-prem. Frankly, we think it's a wrong debate. First, you should look whether you spend only what you need, nothing less, but also nothing more. And that's exactly what we do. So we have a platform that automatically manages and cut the cost of your cloud native apps by an average of 50 to 75%. And it's done in minutes. It's automatic, it's frictionless. You just connect your cloud apps to our AI engine, and we do the rest. We do this for AWS, for Google, or for Azure. We optimize already 48,000 CPUs since last May, saving millions of dollars to our customers. So Katie and Lac, if you're spending $2 million on the cloud today, well, we cut that down to 1 million. How about that?
Excellent job, and just in time. Well done, well done. All right, why don't we go over to Katie first? Katie, do you have some questions?
Salut Laurent, enchanté. Great to meet you, and bravo for building something really interesting and important. Can you talk a little bit about your target customer? As you're pitching Cast AI, are you talking to the finance team or are you talking to the engineering team?
Engineering team. So DevOps are usually in charge of maintaining the budget. They get orders from their CFO, but they are the one doing the work. And these are the customer. DevOps developers, right? Most of the time DevOps.
And then just one quick follow-up question. Can you talk a little bit about the business model?
Yeah, the subscription. We charge per dollar of CPU per month. So the more CPU we have under management, the more revenue we have, but also the more savings you get.
Great. And Laurent, what can you talk a bit about what is your key innovation? What is it that you do? What is it that you built that is unique?
Yeah, the key here is that we found a way to understand the real need of containerized application. So in about 30 seconds, we can tell you how this application was deployed, whether it's deployed on the right type of machines, the right type of instances on the cloud, whether you could use some heavily discounted one, whether you should use Google instead of AWS. So we do this in 30 seconds. Our AI engine analysis has been trained extensively to detect all this over provisioning or right sizing opportunity. And then there is a big button that says Start Savings Now. You click on it and the magic happens behind the scene. We're going to shift machine from left to right. We're going to replace some of them. We're going to move some pods, some containers from one inefficient instance to another one that will have a much better discount. And because this is containers, it's done without any outage, right? It's completely automatic behind the scene. You'll end up having something that is fully optimized. And the good thing of this is there is a feedback loop. So what you have right now may not be appropriate in 5 minutes. Just say, let's say you have a lot more users suddenly. Great, we will automatically expand your application or shrink if we don't need it. So the key here is understanding how and what is a real need of an application and using non-linear problem solver like AI or machine learning to do that. That's the key.
Got it.
Excellent. So I'm going to jump in with a quick question here. Can you tell us a little bit about your team?
Yeah, 4 founders. This is actually the 4th company we all do together. First one, we exited to Google. The second one to Oracle. The third one to, I can say to whom for the third one. And now we are doing Trustate. Very excited. We've been working on the cloud for many, many years. One of our company was doing machine learning for computer vision. Another one was doing cybersecurity on the cloud. So we apply these techniques on cloud. And by the way, we suffered from using the cloud the same way as our customer did. Like we had enormous cloud bills that we had no idea what to do for. And so we decided once and for all to solve that problem.
Excellent. We have time for one more question.
I'm curious how it is building a company from Miami right now. As a Frenchie in Miami, is your team distributed or based in Miami?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have 35 people. A lot of them are in Europe, in Lithuania. That's our model. This is the 4th company we do in Vilnius, in Lithuania. And all sales marketing activities and the executive team is in Miami. So that's how it works. It's a lot of fun. We're very distributed. That's our model. We've been doing this for many, many years now. And we have a really cool team in Vilnius. So guys, if you're interested, I'll invite you to spend some time there.
Fantastic.
Remember, if you spend a little bit too much on the cloud, please let us know. We can.
Awesome. I love the always be closing. I love it. Excellent. With that, we'll head over to our next company. We have Authenticate. The CEO is Chad Spensky, who will be speaking. So we'll go ahead and bring him on. Chad is just turning on his microphone. I think we got him. Great. And Julio, you can start the timer.
Nice to meet you all.
You're ready to go.
All right, so I'm Chad at Authenticate. We're building a cybersecurity product that's actually going to make your life better. But first, let's be honest, no one wants another cybersecurity product. They're pretty miserable. It's just going to be another thing that you have to do, right? You got to type your password, type this other little key, carry a key fob. And really the problem that we have here is that no one's addressing the real problem, which is identity management. It isn't whether the password's secure or whether my lock can get picked. The real problem is trying to manage your employees when you hire them. So Authenticate is the first company that actually does an all-in-one identity management solution. So your employees can use your smartphone that's secured with over 10 years of research by me, and then they can use that phone to unlock literally everything in the office, the doors, the computers, their SSH keys will be stored on the phone, log in any single sign-on web servers, and even open any company cars. And we did this with a very cool patented security architecture that we have. And this is a combination of a lifetime of hacking and a academic.
Great timing. All right. Thank you for that. Lack, go ahead and off with the first question.
Yeah. So Chad, I think, could you be more specific about who's got this pain point? And sometimes the person having the pain point might be different from the person who may need to pay for it. So maybe you can share that a bit more, what your thought process is there.
Yeah, so the biggest pain, the employees feel the direct pain, but the biggest pain with identity management is actually your CISOs and your head of facilities. So the folks that have to onboard employees and provision all these things, give you your little key fob and help you when you forget your password. So the decision makers tend to be, the CISOs and facilities folks. The perk of us being an all-in-one company as well is it saves a ton of money. So you don't have to pay for Duo and Okta and Hyper and OpenPath or whomever you're paying for now, but you can have us as one software subscription per employee and clean the slate out of the gate.
Thanks. Katie, over to you.
I'm curious how you decided to do everything. So not just going to online sites, but to keys and to cars. What did you do first, and what made you expand it across hardware and software services?
Yeah, so the first goal, this was back in 2008, I wanted to just get rid of passwords. I was annoyed and I'm like, we failed the world. Like, come on, computer science, we can do better. And then I was working for the Department of Defense actually, and had funding for that project, like a government grant. And then we were just hacking access control systems for fun. And we broke into some, very high security facilities. And that's when we started talking to the head of facilities and all these folks. And they're like, please, you don't understand the pain of having to manage all these different systems. So like, if there was a company that could do both, kind of meld this whole employee into one credential, they're like, that would be the biggest game changer in the DoD. And it turns out that's not just the DoD, but every enterprise on earth would benefit from this.
Got it. And Chad, are you talking about the crossover pain between IT systems and their passwords and the physical land, and trying to solve all of that in one go? Or I'm still maybe not fully grokking what problem exactly is being solved?
Yeah, so the biggest pain is managing all the different solutions, right? So when I hire you at, say, a large enterprise, that you now have a password that's issued to you, and I have to give you a key fob. And then while you're there, I'm probably going to give you access to a bunch of different servers and different things, right? And then maybe we leave on very bad terms, and actually trying to do that cleanup and make sure that I deleted everything, or make sure that I can give you access to something easily. That's the real pain of like, this is a one-off. You're flying into my office for a weekend. I'd like to give you access to the office, but I don't want to provision you a credential that can be copied and all that stuff. So it's really this super simple point and click, hire somebody, fire someone, and add them to whatever you'd like that.
Katie, do you have a follow-up for us?
Yeah, one last question at the buzzer. Can you share any KPIs in terms of number of customers, NPS, retention, et cetera?
Yeah, so we're super young. We just finished we had 1 year. The COVID year was great for just building everything. We have 3 customers on board. Our alma mater is going to be using it starting this quarter, now that everyone's going back in person for the physical access control stuff. And we're at the point where we're just now rolling out all of the tech to the world. As a security company, you don't really want to move too fast.
Definitely important to make sure you have your bases covered. Well done, Chad. Thank you so much for that great pitch. All right, next up, we have our third company, Trustate. Presenting for Trustate is Tara Fakir, co-founder and COO. We'll give Tara just a second to join on. And we're about to see her.
Hi.
Awesome, there we go. We can go ahead and start the timer.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for having me. In the next 60 seconds, hundreds of people will receive news that a loved one has passed away. In those 60 seconds, lives will be forever changed and hearts will be broken. Amidst all the grief and emotions, an executor will be named who will need to complete over 120 tasks to administer this estate. The executor will look for help from their trusted advisors, but those advisors don't have an easy button either. By the close of the estate, it will have cost the executor over 570 hours, over $40,000 in unnecessary legal fees, and become a cost center for their trusted advisor. But what if this doesn't have to be the case? Enter Trustate. Trustate is the world's first tech-enabled platform that uses automation to quickly, efficiently, and correctly settle estates. We complete all the tasks and create transparency for all parties involved. Our software reduces estate administration costs by 80% and increases valuable client advisor touch points along the way. With the death rate only increasing, isn't it time for innovation? Trustate, settling estates at the click of a button.
Perfect timing too. All right, Katie, why don't we start off with you?
Okay, am I allowed to say, like, I want to invest? I love this idea so
yes.
much. As both my parents have passed away, and I was left with kind of handling everything, and I know firsthand what a pain this is. And I literally had a call with my estate attorney this morning who sent me documents. I was like, I don't understand what you just sent me. And I think I'm kind of smart. Like, just dumb it down. Why is this not a one pager? So thank you for building this. I do see, firsthand the need, and we all need this. So if you could talk through like just your go-to-market strategy, like I don't know anybody else that's out there. Like, how do you get out there and win every, estate in America?
Sure. So we really, looked at that and how we can do that in a cost-effective and time-effective way. And what we found is that the executor has the pain, like you've experienced with your parents, but it also happens with the wealth managers, the accountants, the lawyers, those trusted advisors. When someone passes away, one of the first calls somebody makes is to that core of trusted advisors. And quite frankly, they don't have the bandwidth to administer the estate on behalf of their client. So we're actually going through them, through those trusted advisors, and getting referrals for estates through those advisors. We get clients each and every day from our advisor friends, and that network is growing.
Fantastic. And Tara, this is thanks for sharing what you're doing. As you're thinking about is there any dependency on others who have to automate themselves? Is it a question of writing better software to automate, or are there fundamentally other changes that need to happen in order for your business to be successful? Legislation or rules needs to be simplified, or so maybe you could just talk a little bit about that. What you
Sure.
found.
So, one of the things, and my co-founder, she likes to say she's a recovering trust and estates attorney. So she really knows the ins and outs of all the things pertaining to estate administration and for all 50 states. So, leaning on that experience is really important. But what's interesting about estate administration, and people don't really understand it until they're in it, is that the majority of it is non-legal work. So there aren't those, bigger rules or laws that need to be in place in order to do an estate administration. It's just a lot of tedious work that needs to be done, and it needs to be done correctly because it will affect estates for generations to come.
Got it. So it's a question of knowing what to do and doing it in a predictable fashion every time, and simplifying it.
Yes, exactly. What we say is that there's a couple of different data points that we have to verify for each and every estate: that the person is deceased, that the executor who's acting on behalf of that person is who they say they are, and they have the legal authority to act on that person. And then we have to go about and figure out what that person owned, what they owed, and where those accounts are held, and then go through that entire process.
Great. Katie, a follow-up?
Yeah, so I'm looking at your site now and the pricing that you have. Do you intend to offer a full stack service too? So I could go on your site and actually create my estate plan, not necessarily giving you something that I've already created?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we have a couple things that are coming out soon. We have an estate prep tool called the Toolkit, which it gets people prepping for their estate. But we have something coming out called Trustate, and that will be where everything pertaining to that estate you can hold over time as your will changes, or maybe beneficiaries change, or you need to add some information. You can upload it over the course of your life so that, when unfortunately that person passes away or their loved one passes away, everything is in that one spot for us then to quickly administer.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Tara. Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next company. Our next company is KISS Platform with Deborah Grazer, who's the founder and CEO. KISS Platform, why don't you take it away? And I think we're getting them on board in just a second. There we go. We got you. We'll go ahead and start the timer.
Hi, I'm Deborah Grazer, founder and CEO of KISS Platform. We provide AI-powered agile commercial intelligence to help early-stage innovators and corporate partners connect. I first learned about the importance of research commercialization as a programmer at the Human Genome Project and then as the US patent agent. But I quickly realized that cutting-edge science needs strong corporate partners in order to turn research into products that make the world a better place. So with my team, I created KISS Platform. Our product uses a combination of AI and human intelligence to enable research organizations, such as universities, find the best corporate partners, understand industrial trends, find out if their ideas are really new, and also protect their ideas with patents. Our platform is subscription-based with pay-per-use add-ons such as custom data products and patent-related services. In the future, we'll extend our platform to help companies find the best research partners for their needs. We are currently bootstrapping and will continue to build out our AI capabilities so as to automate more of our offerings. KISS Platform, because the future belongs to the innovators.
Excellent. I'm loving how these founders are really hitting that 1 minute mark. It's impressive. Well done. Well done. All right. Luck, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah. Hey, Laura, I've had the pleasure of working on this corporate and innovator boundary, and certainly VC and innovator boundary. But maybe you could explain what is it that you've noticed about the problem and what exactly you're solving that's a bit better, so that I can understand exactly what the AI does better than what exists today.
Certainly. So one big problem these days is that before the coronavirus, oftentimes research organizations, professors would meet corporate researchers at conferences and other places, and now they can't do that. So there is a big connection problem. There's also a problem, though, before the pandemic as well. And part of it is that universities often have a hard time understanding how their research could be applied to commercial products, and corporations don't necessarily know who to talk to, who might best fulfill their needs. So a big part of what we want to use the AI to do is to look at trends in the corporations and how they behave, which is the research we've been doing, to understand which corporations would be best matched with which universities or with which types of technology.
This is such a good idea. And I just have to ask, how did you come up with the name KISS platform? I was like, what is this going to be? This is not what I expected.
Well, KISS stands for Keep It Simple and Smart, because we want to be nice. And it actually originally started as KISS Patent. I'm a U.S. patent agent. We started with patent services. And we wanted to extend it to KISS Platform because we realized with our clients that they need to have help to they kind of navigate the way to commercialize what their offerings are. Our clients are uniformly excellent at technology, but then when they step into the business side, they start to struggle a bit. And so we wanted KISS Platform to help support them beyond patents, to help them really make their great ideas into reality.
Excellent.
Oh, go ahead.
So I had a question. I mean, when were you able to have, chat a bit with the companies and the others who are on the other side of this marketplace, from the innovators, and understand what their core problem is in terms of this reaching out to the market or accessing innovation? Just trying to understand if anything has changed there. A lot of times people have access, but they don't know what to do with it. This is kind of a very common pattern. How are you hearing something very different?
Well, so we've actually been working with everyone from universities, research organizations, to startups, to large companies on the patent side, but that also extends into commercialization, especially if you're coming from universities. So what we've been hearing is that both sides are very dissatisfied. Both sides are unhappy with the current setup. Mm-hmm. They want to have better access. They want to be able to communicate better. They each feel that the other side doesn't really understand them fully. And the problem has been worsened because now with the pandemic, corporations in particular are under pressure to change their technology offerings and their product offerings even faster. But it's really hard to kind of go from 0 to 60 on a new technology idea all by yourself. It's much easier if you can bring a university in. But then there's, of course, also a bit of a culture clash, helping both sides understand each other and how to meet each other's needs. There's a lot of goodwill on both sides. I think both sides really want to make this work, but they're struggling to connect.
Katie, I wanted to give you a second to ask your question too, before we end this segment.
I would just, maybe it's a longer question, but just again, your go-to-market. I mean, I would imagine you are a lifesaver to many startups. And I saw that you have a testimonial for one of my favorite startup founders, Ananth from Chat Desk. So that's a longer thing, but maybe we could follow up another time. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm not sure how to answer that question, but
a second.
Well, we'll take a second. Go ahead and answer it.
Okay, so basically we have been working with innovators on both sides to try to connect them with others who can both be their clients, but who can also work with them as partners. And so we've worked with quite a few startups. Startups, our understanding from talking to many startups is they are also interested in finding corporate partners, that they aren't just looking for clients, but they're actually looking for partnership to be able to develop their products and be able to move them forward more rapidly. And so our understanding is that this partnership model is really important for early stage innovators of all kinds, not just universities, but also startups.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for the presentation, and also really, you surprised us from the name KISS platform to what you pitched. So we definitely like that. All right, next up we have Pitchspace. Pitching for Pitchspace is the founder, Serkan Farah, and Pitchspace will be coming on board in just a second. I was definitely surprised when I heard that 1 minute pitch. It was great.
New social network, huh?
Yeah, new social. Well, it's a social network for corporations and founders. All right, we got our founder up. We ready? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. We'll go ahead and start the timer.
Hi, this is Serkan. I am the founder of Pitchspace, the automated pitch builder. Last year, the venture capital market reached $300 billion, yet only 2% of pitch decks are funded, and 98% of US households cannot even access the private investment market. My co-founder and I have worked on hundreds of funding rounds, and we know we can resolve this huge disparity. As a first step, we launched the beta version of Pitch Builder 2 months ago in the UK and have already signed up 150 businesses. Next, we are going to connect founders to investors and then finally leverage this data to build exciting retail investment products using blockchain technology. We will make money through subscriptions, upsells, and affiliate fees, and also fees on each equity transaction in the global marketplace. Currently raising seed funding and looking for investors who are equally excited about this huge untapped opportunity in the market. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, let's jump into Q&A. Katie, let's start with you.
So great to meet you, Serkan. I was looking at your website as you were chatting, and just to make sure I understand it, how do you help scale this? So much of this seems to be like TLC in terms of positioning and branding and pitching. That seems to take a lot of just one-on-one time. How do you think about scale?
So the automated pitch builder allows founders to build their pitch decks, an entire pitch suite actually on a Q&A based way. So for instance, one of our beta users actually completed their pitch deck in just 3 hours and launched their round the next week. So it's completely self-served. We don't need to involve in the process at all. Once they answer the questions, the product automatically creates the entire pitch suite, the one-pager, the investment deck, and even the investor outreach message automatically. And they download all of these materials completely editable, ready to use.
How about you?
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious. It's a little bit like the founders themselves don't necessarily have a lot of money to spend. So how do you expect to kind of make a business or like make it worth the while to transact with founders who may not have a lot of money to give you at the beginning?
Yeah, of course. To be honest, the reason why we started with the Pitch Builder is because if you think about the startup funding ecosystem as a funnel, top of the funnel is mostly invisible until the rounds are reported or startups come to you for investment. And the journey starts with pitch building, and it's one of the most challenging points. The reason why we built the automated Pitch Builder is because we wanted to solve that problem, make that top of the funnel visible, and take ownership of that. And then afterwards, start bringing the investors into the play, and then ultimately include retail investors in the investment market and create new retail investment products for retail investors. So that's going to allow retail investors buy, exchange, and sell equities in startups quite easily using blockchain technology. And we also want to keep the initial barrier for startups as low as possible so that we can have a huge database, because the actual opportunity is actually in the retail investment product rather than the pitch builder.
Okay. So the founders are the product.
What kind of analytics do you provide to founders that they know that they're on the right track?
As in about their pitch or the business?
Both.
Both, yeah, of course. So the way the product allows you to build pitch, it first divides your entire pitch into sections and tells why each section is important for the investor, how they need to present that section to the investor, what they need to talk about, what they shouldn't be talking about. And then we tell them how to answer those questions and give real life examples from the actual pitches that are funded. And they know why they do that in the right context, seeing the actual examples. And from the feedback we received, 99% of our users said the experience made them much more confident before investors because they know they got the answers and how to articulate them.
Have you seen a lot of founders actually close deals? Have you been keeping track of the pitches that you've built?
Yes, and actually the way that we got our pre-seed investment is quite funny because the investors, our users, sent their deck to, seeing the strength of the deck, and then reached out to us and said we want to invest in Pitchspace. And since the beginning of MVP, our startups are getting funded already.
That's exciting. Well, congratulations, Serkan. And that was Pitchspace, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Emtree, and excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it. Presenting for Emtree is Brad. Brad, come on up. There we go, we got Brad on, and go ahead and start the timer.
Okay, hello everybody. As Mark Andreessen famously said, software is eating the world, and that's more true than ever with nearly 6 billion web pages, 200 million websites, 1.8 million apps in Apple's App Store, and tens of thousands of software packages. So we asked ourselves, what's eating software? With so many websites, applications, and the teams it takes to develop them, automation and no-code solutions are what's eating and changing software development. Quality user experiences are table stakes for enhancing software, but until now, QA has been a manual process. And for those trying to automate, they still require a lot of code and upfront work. I'm Brad, CTO and co-founder of Emtree, an automated regression testing solution which allows for pixel-perfect software development without the need for coding. Simply use our command line tool and we'll visually show you what has changed and if something is off. Emtree solves a huge problem in quality software and user experience by helping to deploy faster and more confidently than any other tool on the market.
Great timing. Thanks, Brad. Awesome. Katie, why don't we go ahead and start with you again?
I have the most basic question. How do you spell Emtree? I was trying to Google it and I could not find anything except for another Brad who is a car dealer. And I don't think that's you.
Emtree, the spelling is E-M-T-R-E-Y.
Got it. Okay. Well, first let's work on SEO.
Yeah, or the entire webpage, honestly. But yeah, we're with you there.
Yeah, it could be. So maybe you could talk a little bit about the target customers, like how you're planning to approach them, what the initial kind of wow factor or the selling proposition that you would put in front of them.
Oh, absolutely. So we're still uncovering some of who the best fit is, but we've started with smaller teams, such as those in accelerators and just smaller teams that don't really have time to hire a full-time QA person, and who are tired of, after every deployment, having to manually go through their application or their website and check each individual route. I'm sure, as you're aware, that's just a very painful process. So yeah, for the most part, we're still figuring some of that out, but I think our key proposition is time saving and uncovering things that maybe are broken. For instance, if you make a deployment, now a part of your application doesn't work and you're unaware of this, and Emtree uncovers this for you even before it gets to the production environment.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background? What led you to this moment? How do you have founder problem fit?
Sure. So my background is software. I've been into some form of software engineering since I was about 16 years old. And I've been on numerous teams, large and small, and a lot of them have had this problem where they want to move really fast, but they don't really produce quality software in doing so. And so that's where I came up with Emtree, and maybe, hey, we do this 50% of the time, every time we make a release, which is, every week, every 2 weeks. So I figured we could at least automate some of the mundane details and everyone can benefit from it. And we could spend time where it really matters.
So with regard to like low code, no code, there's a lot of competition, out there. I'm curious, what makes you stand out? What gives you that competitive advantage?
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because all of them are essentially, yeah, they're no code, but they're still time. Emtree could be up and running in 30 seconds or less. You don't have to do anything besides install our package and make a commit and change something in your code base. There's no clicking and going through. You don't have to open up a browser and record your steps, right? You just have to install our package and that's it. So that's our key, I guess, differentiator between the competitors. And there are a lot, but none of them are doing that.
And you talk at a high level too, like I'm curious about who you consider to be competitors, who are you displacing, and can you share any KPIs?
Sure. So our competitors, there's a lot. I'm sure if you just, Googled QA automation, you'll see several of them, Ghost Inspector off the top of my head. So a lot of them really just wrap up an automated Selenium. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that technology where you just record user actions across a browser session and it just plays them back. So it's just repeating what's already been done. But Emtree is a little different in that space where it doesn't really need to record anything, right? You just throw it a web application and it parses all of the URLs, all of the routes, and it takes screenshots and it displays you alerts if anything has changed. So the key proposition is a little bit different in that it's not full regression testing, but there is a little bit of similarities.
Great. Thanks so much, Brad. Good to have you on.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Room Plays. Presenting for Room Plays is Deb Dutta, founder and CEO. Let's bring on Room Plays. And we'll give them just a second to pop on in. There's so many. Oh, I think we got her.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. All right, let's go ahead and start the timer.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Deboshri, and I'm the founder of Room Plays. So I'm a Carnegie Mellon computer science grad. I was head of product management at PayPal and have over 10 years of engineering and product leadership experience. But I'm also a design influencer with over 150,000 followers. So I built Room Plays after thousands of my own followers DM'd me for design advice. And I want to find a smooth and easy way to monetize this clientele. So at Room Plays, we're building a SaaS platform for design influencers, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a professional, to launch your own interior design business with a storefront, business in a box toolkit, and a simplified studio with like built-in workflows, templates, and catalogs. So you can provide a delightful customer experience, even if you're an amateur. The last 3 months, we bootstrapped a pilot and found product market fit on a small scale. We have over 5,000 in GMV, 50 vetted designers, and have over 600 users in the pipeline. The global design market is 150 billion, which largely caters to the high end. Our mission is to change that by empowering over 1 million creators in this space and truly democratize design.
Great, awesome, thanks so much. And you are making me a little bit self-conscious about my room background right now. Wish I had a blur on. Well, let's go ahead and start off with Locke. Locke, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Deb, can you maybe elaborate a bit on the kind of the genesis of the idea, what kind of market research you did to kind of build your conviction around the idea?
100%. So I've been moonlighting as a designer for the last 7 years. I worked with over 200 brands, most recently with Target, Walmart, and so on. So, and I've also been featured in Apartment Therapy, Redfin, and so on. Every time I put out a post, I'll get a bunch of DMs saying, it could go anywhere from like, hey, I just had a baby. Could you help me with my nursery? All the way to like, I did a kitchen remodel. Can you help me with that, right? So I've personally interviewed over 200 users every time they would DM me, and actually got to understand what are the top use cases. And then I also I have a huge network of designers who have come to know. So with those conversations, this is a common phenomenon, and you'll see designers all over trying to offer e-design services. But DMs just don't convert. Like DMs are terrible for conversion. So this is an easy way to sort of get to those conversions.
I love this so much. I feel like TechCrunch really knows me because I had 2 personal meetings this morning. One was with an estate attorney and one was with a designer. This is so weird.
You're very welcome.
Oh my gosh. So Deb, I totally know this problem, and finding a great designer is hard, and up-leveling them to work with software. And for people like us who are very busy, like, just show me what this looks like and I'll buy it. So I totally get this and would love to stay in touch. Can you also talk about just like distribution and go to market? Because this industry somewhat fragmented, right? Designers, like, how do they like congregate? Some are on House, some are on even Thumbtack. And how do you meet them at scale? And how do you grow and become $100 million in 5 years?
So the biggest place that we know that our users are and our creators are is social. So our best way that we have been actually largely, our entire growth has been organic through social. So we use, like, we have some creators. So that's one. And the second thing is creators are huge community people. So where there's other creators are going to join you. So what we've been doing is largely essentially using Instagram and TikTok videos to like publish a lot of content, and retarget customers. So as customers come in, we sort of retarget them with like email marketing and things like that. So really doubling down on social is a big way to go. TikTok has like the 5th highest viewership on home rental. So that's a huge area for us to also double down on. So social is one, community events is another, because if you partner with like brands like Hudson Valley Lighting and so on, there's a lot of attention where like creators want to be part of that because they can upsell those products through these events. So that's another way to essentially get in front of a really large audience and attract creators.
Cool. So in terms of, have you started kind of doing a bit of work in customer acquisition, how you're thinking about customer acquisition on your side, or how that would actually work? What? So
yeah, we've been live for 3 months. So what we've been largely doing is organically reaching out a lot through, like I said, cold DMing on Instagram. So we do a lot of we do 50 email outreaches every week. And luckily, we have a 30% conversion rate so far because we use some of the branding that we already have, like with the designers who come on. So that's been working really well for us. We have been approached by people at like Intero and like other companies, like even real estate companies who want to actually partner with us. So that's inspiring more creators to actually also come along and kind of expand it.
Got it. And this is a follow-up. Is there a particular group, initial set of early pain point? Because it looks like there's lots of possibilities, but are you thinking about starting in a particular vertical or pain point, or keeping it broad? What are you thinking initially on that front?
The two primary. So we're targeting mostly nano and micro incentives to get started. That's the biggest group that does not monetize otherwise. And their biggest use cases are just e-design, like restyling e-design and video consultations. These are the two main workflows we're going to start with.
Great. Thanks so much, Devashri. And hopefully next time you viewers will see, I will have a much prettier background behind me than what I got going on right now. Thanks so much. That was Room Plays, everybody. All right, next we have Steer Us. Presenting for Steer Us is Dr. Laurelyn Mears, founder and CEO. Laurelyn, why don't you go ahead and come on up? We are pulling her up right now, and I am always excited to hear the difference between the name of the company and what I think they're going to do. So very stoked for this one. Laurelyn, I think we got you on mute.
Hey, there we go.
Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and start the timer.
All right. Have you ever wondered why 1 out of 4 young workers is ghosting their employers, and why 1 out of 3 quits within 30 days? Employers are losing billions of dollars. Why? Because of fit. Young workers don't have soft skills. Enter Steer Us. You can train soft skills. I'm Dr. Laurelyn Mears, the founder, and we're home to the world's first Soft Skills Academy. What do? We offer private coaching, group coaching, and access to our proprietary e-learning platform. What do we do differently? We have a personalized curriculum, all based on storytelling that we can mix and match to assemble a dynamic curriculum based on the individual learner's soft skills gaps. And we offer blended learning so that the coach can guide the learner with the accountability and support that they need. We also have a social impact mission, making it free to anyone in need, including re-entering talent. What are we looking for? Introductions to mid-sized businesses who want to recruit and enable young talent, and investment dollars to grow our content, translate it, and make it available globally.
Perfectly on time. Why don't we go ahead and get started with questions? Katie.
Dang, Laurelyn, you can sell.
Woo, thank you.
That's good. So awesome to meet you, and totally see the need, especially with employers having to really compete for great talent. One of the challenges I've seen in this market, though, is like if it's fitness, if it's education, if it's recruiting, like the coaching channels, it's crowded. So how do you really distinguish what you're doing at Steeris?
Well, we're in the process of developing the AI piece, but it's all about that assessment and that personalized level of curriculum. Where we're growing into is building a workforce development solution through a network of different partnerships, from personalized job boards to recommendations to all kinds of things and bits of curriculum. So that's what's really different. The personalized level, the blended learning isn't so different. And the other piece that's really different is we've got this largely animated and multi-modality learning curriculum, so students can learn in different ways, and it's reinforced through a gaming platform and a whole bunch of different ways to bring the content to the learner.
And Nolan, is the ideas that you're implementing here, is that based on research or experience of the founding team in terms of prior successes? What is the curriculum and the selection process that you're talking about, or the tailoring process that you're talking about? What is it based on?
So it's a combination of a lot of customer discovery, and where I've been like trolling pitch contests and things and talking to students and as an adjacent professor for years, finding out like, wow, they really do lack soft skills, looking around at what's available. Verti, VR soft skills company training executives, just scored 10 million in revenue, but no one is doing the entry-level talent, and no one is doing a storytelling curriculum. What we found through our research is people really like that. They don't like actors, but they like the cartoons where they can relate. Like, that's not me, but I know someone like that. And our executive team has over 300, so we're really old, years of experience, including a couple of level 5 Googlers and all kinds of stuff, and executive coaches that are ranked amongst the top 100 in the world of coaches.
How do you measure success?
So the way that it starts is really around satisfaction. Are people feeling their morale is going up? Are they starting to see higher retention? Is it easier to recruit? These are the metrics that we're starting to put in place, but haven't fully rolled them out yet because we're finally grown up enough to actually be on the market.
And can you just a quick follow-up? Can you just share a little bit of traction to date?
Yes, so we have hundreds of users so far that are in the academy. We've got 8 academic partnerships, and we're in conversations with a couple of community hospitals because nurses are actually our first focus, our first custom nursing journey, because nurses are average age 53. There's a huge burnout, compassion fatigue, all this stuff. And of course, if 40% are going to quit by December, which is what the research shows, how in the world are people going to have health care? So we're in a number of conversations there.
So kind of to follow up on that, you mentioned nursing as one industry that you're going into. What are some of the other industries that you're taking a look at?
So STEM, so computer science and pairing up, we're in conversations with a couple of boot camp groups because they're great at teaching those soft skills, but they're kind of lacking soft skills. So we're looking to merge and have dynamic curricula that can provide soft skills languages where they're missing in some of the coding, as well as all of the interpersonal and soft skills that we teach, and bringing that together.
And do you customize that to what the company or the enterprise is looking for that you're working with?
We can create a workshop, of course, on anything, but a personalized journey can be specific to the individual and their soft skills gaps, or to the role, for example, a nurse or computer science, or specific to the need, financial literacy, entrepreneurial journeys, stress management journeys, all these kinds of things we've got. Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Laurelyn. And that was Steer Us. I think it's been, it's such an essential thing to have those soft skills. A lot of people lack that. So definitely looking forward to having folks with that on board. All right, next up we have Checkstep. Checkstep, we have Guillaume Bouchard, founder and CEO of Checkstep. So Guillaume, why don't you go ahead and join us on our virtual stage. We'll give Checkstep just a second to join. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things I feel like could be even an attachment to a college or university. Is like, hey, you get your diploma, but there's so many other additional ways that you can you can have those soft skills. All right, how we looking, Julio? That is actually going to be our last company. So with that, we are going to end our session today. So we want to take a second to thank all of the founders who pitched today, and also to our judges, Luck and Katie, round of applause. Thank you so much for coming on. Extra Crunch Live returns October 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific. And I know you'll miss seeing us between now and then, but don't worry. TechCrunch Disrupt is actually just around the corner. So Disrupt 2021 will be held entirely virtually, and it's set to be our best show yet. We've got Reid Hoffman, Stuart Butterfield, Melanie Perkins, and even Ryan Reynolds, just to name a few. And we've got a bunch of really cool sessions where you, the founders, can learn how to raise your first dollar, how to land your first customer, and more. Plus, we'll have our best startup battlefield yet. So with that, thanks, y'all, and we will see you next time.
See ya.